out. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another season here at the HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com podcast. My name's David Vignola, your humble host. This is Season 3, Episode 1, first episode of 2022. I want to welcome you and Happy New Year to everyone. This episode, we're going to talk about the new show, the new podcast, the new format. We're going to talk about what happened in 2021 here at Home Recording Made Easy, because we all accomplished things here together. And we're going to also talk about what's coming up in 2022. And hopefully I can give you a little bit of inspiration so you could be the most productive this coming year in your home studio. So sit back, relax, get yourself a cool drink, take yourself some notes, and welcome and Happy New Year for the first episode of 2022, right here on the HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com podcast. All right, welcome everyone to Season 3, Episode 1. We are now video if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're listening to this on Spotify or your Apple Podcasts, wherever you consume your audio podcast, welcome as well. This is a brand new show, brand new season. This is Season 3, Episode 1. And as I said, we're going to spend a little bit more time than I usually do in a podcast because this is kind of our opening to our new season. So I want to talk about a few different things here. We'll talk about the new show format, what's going to be coming up this year in 2022 in the podcast. Also going to talk about what we've kind of accomplished together here at Home Recording Made Easy in 2021. And hopefully it'll help inspire you to get up and get moving for the new year. If you've been a little less productive in last year than you would have liked, hopefully this podcast will inspire you to get going in 2022. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please give me the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and you're going to let me know in the comments below what you're going to be doing in 2022 in your home studio, because I got some challenges we're going to talk about in this podcast. And again, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple iTunes or wherever you consume your podcast, make sure you give me a 5-star review. It helps me out a lot. Also, give me a thumbs up and feel free to share. And if you really love the podcast and you really want to help out good old Uncle Dave here, if you go to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, right on the homepage, in the middle of the homepage, there is a donate button. If you want to donate $1 or $2 and buy me a cup of coffee and help support what I do here at the podcast, because as you guys know, this stuff is completely free. I don't charge anything for these things. And now that we're doing video, it is a lot more work to get these episodes prepared for you. So any little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. But if you can't, you don't have the means, that's okay as well. But if you do, and you're feeling generous, go to Home Recording Made Easy, click on the donate button. It'll take you out to PayPal. Nice, safe and secure, and you can donate. So let's talk about the new show format and what we're going to be doing. So if you haven't listened to all of the other podcast episodes over the last year, we have, I think, 52 or 53 podcast episodes, all in audio format. They're both on YouTube and on Spotify and on Apple's iTunes. You could go to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and you can click the podcast link at the top of the page, and that'll take you to all the prior episodes. And there's a ton of information there. So I want you to go back and take a listen if you haven't. Some of those episodes, some of the information may have changed or is going to be more relevant in 2022. And we're going to cover some of those topics again in 2022 where it makes sense, especially when we talk about computer upgrades and those kinds of things. But we're also going to talk about a whole host of new topics. So what is the new format, you might be asking yourself? Well, first and foremost, obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, hi, you can see me now. You're not just listening. We're doing this in video and in audio format. Some of you guys have asked me to do that. I've been hesitant to do it in video because it takes an enormous amount of time to not only record these videos, but then to edit them and get them ready for YouTube, where audio was much, much faster. I could do a lot more very quickly, but you guys asked for it. We're going to try it out and see if these YouTube podcast episodes in video format generate some more interest. And if they do, I will continue to do them in video as well as audio format. And if they don't, then maybe we'll just go back to audio format. So it's important that you give me the thumbs up and you like, share, and subscribe if you want me to continue to do these in a video format as well. If you're listening to this, again, on iTunes or Spotify or what have you, it's always going to be audio. So you're going to be able to see the video and or have it in audio and take it on the go on your mobile device when you're driving to work, so on and so forth. So we have audio and video. The format as far as how many shows we're going to do, my plan right now is to do 1 to 2 shows per month, where when I was just doing audio podcasts, I was doing one a week. And quite honestly, there's just not enough topics that are interesting enough to you guys, as far as I can tell, for me to do one a week. So I'm going to do 1 to 2 a month because, as I said, these take longer to produce. So if you have any topic or show ideas and you want me to cover them on the podcast, please email me through the website at homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And a lot of you have done that, and I'm incorporating a lot of those ideas into our new format here. So if you have some ideas, I will definitely try to incorporate them. And if I get enough content ideas, I will do more than 1 or 2 a month. But we're going to start with 1 or 2 a month right now. So the way it's going to work is we're going to do 2 episodes where we talk about a very specific topic that I may want to cover or you guys asked about. And then every 3rd episode, we're going to do subscriber and email people Q&A. So I'm going to gather all the questions that you guys ask me in the comment sections on Facebook through email, and I'm going to answer those as part of our Q&A section of the podcast here. And that's going to happen every 3rd episode. So that's how we're going to kind of go, or at least how we're going to start 2022, and we're going to move forward. So again, once again, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you give me the thumbs up, participate, ask questions, give me some things that you guys want me to cover, especially if you're on YouTube, and that would be very, very helpful. So that is what the new show format is all about. Outside of this first episode, we're going to try to keep it to less than 30 minutes. That's what I did with all the audio podcasts. But because this is our first episode of season 3, I'm going to take a little bit longer to this time around. So hopefully you guys will dig it. And if you think that it's a little too long, you know what you can do on the YouTube video? You can speed up the playback speeding. You can do the same thing on the audio podcast, but I want to try to keep these concise once we move past the first episode. So let's talk about 2021. And as I said last year, when I did my wrap-up podcast for 2020, where the pandemic hit us worldwide, and one of the things that we talked about, and one of the things that kind of inspired me and kind of gave me a wake-up call, as I'm sure a lot of you is, with this whole worldwide pandemic with coronavirus or COVID-19, if 2020 didn't teach us anything, it taught me, and hopefully taught a lot of you, that, life is precious and life is short. And when we talk about the things that we want to do in our lives, whether it's career-wise, whether it's our hobby and our music, and we're talking about home studios and music production, that, the time is now. And you can sit around and procrastinate for another year, and hopefully you didn't do that in 2021. We'll talk about that in a second. But we need to move forward, right? We need to say, hey, look, unfortunately, we all have a limited amount of time on this planet, and you may know folks that have been affected by COVID. You may even know someone, God forbid, that passed away because of it. And, it's one of those things where it really kind of woke me up and said, look, the time is now. If you're going to do something in life, or you want to accomplish something, or you want to do something, or you want to make a change in your life, it's now. Because we don't know if there's going to be a guaranteed tomorrow. So I said that at the end of 2020, coming into 2021, and I hope a lot of you took that advice. I know I took that advice for myself. And 2021, even though we still got this crazy pandemic going on, 2021 was the most productive I have ever been in my business and in my home studio. And I want to talk about some of the things that I've done. I made some massive changes. A lot of you listening to this will know about it. Some of you will not. And I don't do this, not going to give you all these lists of accomplishments to, it's not a bragging or a show off thing. I'm hoping that it's a way to inspire you that, hey, if Dave can make all these changes and really up his game in his home studio with his business and his branding, I can do the same thing with my music, whether I'm in business or whether I'm just doing it for fun or it's just a passion project or whatever. I got to get up and get moving because we're still in the middle of a virus here that's going to be around for a long time. Hopefully it'll start to subside a little bit. But again, even if everything and everyone is perfectly healthy, the one thing we don't get back in this life is time, right? We can always make more money. We can always change our jobs. We can always make more music. We can always do a lot of things. We can make decisions and we can make radical change, physical health, weight loss, whatever it is. But the one thing that we don't get back in this world is time. And so, yeah, I know you've heard that before. Everybody says it. But when you're healthy and when things are going well and you're caught up in your daily routine of life, you forget about those things. And unfortunately, this worldwide pandemic has re-taught us that we don't get back time. So we need to be productive. We need to say, hey, if you're here and you're on YouTube and you're watching my videos and listening to this podcast, you're a musician, you're into music, you're an engineer, you love music, you love your home studio. And maybe you haven't been as productive as you should have been last year. So I'm going to see if we could change that in 2022. So let's talk about in 2021. Well, what did we do here at Home Recording Made Easy? Like I said, it's the most productive year. It's the most I've ever done here, the most content I've ever created for you guys. So I want to give you kind of a running list, because without you, none of this is possible, by the way. I'm very well aware that without my subscribers and without my followers and without you supporting what I do, everything I'm about to tell you means nothing, and you wouldn't even know who Uncle Dave is. So let's talk about how I stepped up the game here and how we did it together, because I really feel like we've done this together. This is not just me. Without you, there is no me here. So just on the Home Recording Made Easy YouTube channel, posted over 100 YouTube videos. By far the most productive I've been on YouTube. And hopefully a lot of that stuff has helped you. Everything from plugin demos to mixing tips to audio podcasts and everything else. I posted a lot of videos last year to try to help you guys. I also started an entirely new YouTube channel, if you don't know about it, called Mixing Music Analog. If you haven't heard of Mixing Music Analog, go over to the Mixing Music Analog YouTube channel and check that out. If you're into hybrid mixing and into audio gear and consoles and all that stuff, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on in Mixing Music Analog, a brand new brand. 2 YouTube channels I'm running, okay? I built an entire new brand, as I just mentioned, called Mixing Music Analog. It's a whole new website, mixingmusicanalog.com. It's a whole new YouTube channel. And you may say, well, what is that? Well, I purchased an SSL console. It's kind of sitting over my shoulder. You can't see it. And I have 2 different mixing rigs in my studio. I'm very blessed to be able to do that. I mix and do everything here on the system that I'm sitting on here, recording this video podcast, and all of my training tutorials and all the YouTube videos were all done here in the box with plugins. And now I have a whole hybrid, or mostly analog, mixing studio with an SSL console and a couple of racks full of hardware. And I'm doing education over there as well for people that are into consoles, into hardware, and I'm kind of doing both things. But I built an entire new brand, an entire new website, something I was procrastinating for 3 years. And as I said last year, and as I just said a few minutes ago, 2021 or 2020 taught me, when am I going to do it, right? I've been wanting to do this for years. I've been toying with it. I've been talking about it. I was worried about, is it going to be successful? It's going to cost me a lot of money? Is anybody going to care? And I kept telling myself for years the things why I shouldn't do it. And I finally took my own advice and I said, you know what? There may not be a tomorrow. If I want to start this new brand and try to educate a different segment of audience in the audio space, I need to do it. If I want to buy a console, buy it. You want to buy some hardware, buy it. Work hard, take a loan, pay the bills. Did that. So built a whole new website, whole new brand. We rebuilt 3 or 4 of the Home Recording Made Easy training courses. A lot of you know that I refreshed all the courses that were started back in 2013, 2014, 2015, and in late 2020, all through the first half of 2021, I rebuilt all the courses from the ground up. The entire Home Recording Made Easy catalog has been rebuilt from the ground up, and many of you have purchased those upgraded courses, and I know you love them because you guys send me emails all the time, and I want to thank you so much in advance. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and all of the training courses have a brand new facelift, tons of new content, all done in the latest versions of the DAW Studio One that I use, but they can be for any DAW. These courses just don't apply to Studio One. They'll apply to any DAW that you use. So they're all brand new. Again, rebuilt the entire catalog last year. Also released a mixing masterclass that a lot of you guys have taken as well. So not only did I rebuild some courses, I built an entire masterclass, which took me 3 months to rebuild last year. I've been wanting to do that for many years. I've been saying for years I'm going to have a high-level advanced premium course, and I just never got around to it. I took my own advice. Not going to wait another year. 2021 was the year, and I did it. Okay? And a lot of you have purchased that course, and you guys have sent me so much positive feedback, and I so much appreciate it, and I'm so happy that it's helping you. We also released late in 2021, right around Thanksgiving time, I released a brand new mixing product at Home Recording Made Easy called the Mixing Practice Membership, where you could pay a small monthly fee and you have access to almost 100 multi-track files with instruction videos on how I mixed each song. So if you don't know what that is, go to Home Recording Made Easy and check out the Mixing Practice Membership. Again, that's something else that a lot of you have asked me about in the past. I never got around to doing it. I finally buckled down and I got it done. And a lot of you have joined up for it. And a lot of you are loving the content, which is it's what it's all about. You guys ask me for something, I try to provide it to you. I'm not just providing things coming out of thin air. You guys tell me what you need and what you want in your home studio, and I try to provide. That's what Uncle Dave does here. Okay? We also expanded the mixingmadeeasy.net brand. We got 22, I think, new members in 2021 that joined the Mixing Made Easy community. If you don't know what that is, again, check out mixingmadeeasy.net. If you really want to learn the craft of mixing and you want to join an awesome community of like-minded people. We expanded the brand in 2021. We got a bunch of new members to the family. Some of you might be listening to this podcast or watching this podcast now, and welcome to our family. And if you don't know what mixingmadeeasy.net is, check the link in the description box and go check it out. You'll really love that as well. So that's all the things we did. I mean, I don't know what that is, 7, 8 things. Those are huge, huge accomplishments, huge, huge projects. And I couldn't have done it with all you guys. But I worked my tail off last year because, as I said, I wasn't going to wait another year. So let me ask you, what did you do? What did you do in 2021? Did you listen to my advice at the end of 2020? Maybe you didn't know about the podcast. Maybe you're here for the first time. What did you set out to accomplish, and did you accomplish it? And if you didn't, why not? Why not? And I want to challenge you in 2022 to figure out what you're going to do. What are you going to do in 2022? Don't let another year pass you by in your home studio. I know we're all busy. I know we all have lives. We all have jobs. We got kids. We got bills. We got this. We got that. We got community. We got faith. We got all the things we have to do. I get it. Trust me. I'm working 7 days a week. I'm up before most of you even think about getting out of bed in the morning. But remember, we don't get back time, right? Especially, and I got a lot of students that are in their retirement years. They've retired from their job, or unfortunately they lost their job and had to early retire due to COVID, but they're retired now. They got a lot of time on their hands and they're jumping back in and they're trying to get refocus themselves on their home studios because now they have the time to do it. So if you're one of those people, that's great. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you're in your home studio and you're doing something that you love, right? So what did you do? Did you accomplish everything? Did you accomplish anything? If you did, great, thumbs up. If you didn't, why not? You got to sit back and think about that, right? Why not? Don't let another year pass you by. Don't let another year pass you by. So now that 2022's here, some tips for you. What are your goals? Write them down. I'm sure you've heard that before. Write them down. What do you want to do in your home studio in 2022? Is it record that EP you finally wanted to record, or write some more songs? Is it get better at recording techniques and get better? To get better at mixing techniques and get better? Right? You're at the right place if you want that, right? Start a YouTube channel. What do you want to do? Write them down. Why? Don't procrastinate. Are you still procrastinating? Stop procrastinating. Write them down. Doesn't have to be a long laundry list. As a matter of fact, I would tell you, don't write a long laundry list. Write 2 or 3 major things that you want to do in your home studio this coming year. And how are you going to get them done? Okay? Buckle down. Okay? Let's get it done. You can do it. And if you feel like you can, or if you're kind of hemming and hawing about it, what is holding you back? Why? Why? What is holding you back? I'd love to know. Leave comments below if you're on YouTube. Let me know why. Maybe I can help. Maybe I could create some more content to help you get over that hump. Maybe I can create another podcast episode to give you some more inspiration. Why are you holding back? If you have a computer and you have a $99 interface and a free piece of DAW software, you could get it done. You don't have to have a whole room full of gear. You don't have to have every plugin under the sun, right? You don't need all of that stuff. It's nice to have. It'll help you as you progress. But if you're not started yet, you don't need much. You just need time and you need will, right? And you must have the will and you must have some time, or else you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. If you're here, you got time, right? Some time to do something. So let me know in the comments, how can I help you? What can I do to help inspire you to be productive in 2022 in your home studio? What kind of training do you need that I don't already have? check homerecordingmadeeasy.com, mixingmadeeasy.net, Mixing Music Analog. Check those 3 sites. What else that's not on those sites that you need to help you, I need to know. I will create that stuff if enough of you say the same kind of things. I will find a way to get you what you need. I am here to help you. I am here to service you. That's why I'm here, to give you what you need to make possible or help make possible the musical dreams and projects and things that you want to do in your studio. I want to help you get there in this year. So I need your participation. Okay? Definitely. Again, before we get on to what I'm going to do in 2022, is I'm going to share my goals with you. I'm going to hold myself accountable, and I encourage you to do that as well. You got some things you're definitely going to do. You want someone to hold you accountable? Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your bandmates, tell your spouse, tell your kids, right? Tell me, leave it in the comments below. Let's hold each other accountable, right? That's a good motivator to get yourself moving, right? Remember, life is short. Act now. Stop waiting, okay? Stop saying you can't, you don't, I can't do this, I don't have time, A lot of those times, there's some exceptions certainly, but a lot of those times, those are excuses, right? And I've done the same thing. Believe me, I procrastinate over stuff for years. I just told you, right? I wanted to buy a console. I wanted to do all that stuff for years. I go, oh, I can't. Is anybody going to care? This, that, and the other thing, all the hate and all the other nonsense on social media. But I finally did it. If I could do it, you can do it, right? So what's coming in 2022 here at Home Recording Made Easy and around? What am I going to do? I'm going to hold myself accountable to you. What am I planning to do? Am I just going to sit back and say, wow, I worked really hard last year, I'm not going to work hard again? No. I got to keep moving forward. I'm the kind of person that has to keep moving forward to feel like I'm doing something in life, right? And I hope you are one of those people too. So here's what I'm going to do in 2022 for you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rebuild the last 3 courses that didn't get rebuilt in the Home Recording Made Easy catalog. We're going to rebuild the power of parallel compression. We're going to give that a huge facelift. I got some really cool ideas. It's going to make the first course look insignificant. So we're going to rebuild that course. We're also going to rebuild the Recording in Studio One Artist course. That course is a few years old now. It needs a refresh. I got better at some recording techniques there, and I want to help you even get up and running in Studio One even faster. And even though it's Studio One specific, it's really a basic recording course that will apply to any DAW, but I'm going to rebuild that one as well. And then the third one I'm going to rebuild, hopefully by the end of the year, this is a stretch, but we're going to rebuild the recording drums and the mixing drums course. We're going to combine them into a recording/mixing drums made easy course. Right now, there are 2 courses, recording drums made easy and mixing drum made easy on the website. Those ones are old. They need to be redone. And so we're going to redo those. I'm going to give you even more content, more training. And instead of having 2 separate courses, we're going to make one course at a super low price. So you guys get training on how to record drums in your home studio if you're into recording drums. So those are the 3 courses we're going to build. But that's not it. There's a whole other bunch of things I'm going to do for you. One of the things I haven't done on Home Recording Made Easy YouTube channel in the last couple of years is I haven't focused a lot on the recording. I did a lot of focus on mixing and plugins because that's what you guys seem to want. And we're going to continue to do that. But I'm also now going to bring more of the recording element into Home Recording Made Easy's YouTube channel. So one thing you may or may not know about me is I also write music for television and film and media. I've been doing that for years. And I've never really, other than mention it every now and again, I don't really show you that process, or have not shown you that process. And I'm going to show you that process this year in 2022 on the Home Recording Made Easy YouTube channel. And if it's popular and you guys like that kind of stuff, I'm going to continue to do that. We're going to do that mostly with MIDI drums, MIDI keyboards, MIDI native instruments, maybe some acoustic guitar and electric guitar. But we're going to do music for TV and film. I'm going to show you how I go through that process, and we're going to do some recording stuff here at Home Recording Made Easy. So we're going to focus more on that. As I said, and we're sitting here now, we're expanding the podcast to a video format, and hopefully you guys like this format. And if you do, great. And if you don't, hey, maybe I'll go back to audio, but I'm going to try. Even though it takes a lot more time to put these episodes together when I do them in video format, I'm going to do that for you because you asked me to do that. So I'm going to continue to do that and try to keep the podcast alive because you guys seem to like the podcast. Also going to continue to expand the new YouTube channel, Mixing Music Analog. I'm going to go over there, check that out. If you would subscribe over there, I'm going to continue to build videos over there as well. So I'm going to have 2 YouTube channels I'm trying to support and trying to provide content for everyone in my audience, whether you're an absolute beginner or you're a seasoned pro or anybody in between. There's going to be some content for you. If you're a mixingmadeeasy.net member, you're going to like 2022 as well, because we're going to do even more in-depth training than I've been doing up to this point for the last 3 years. We're going into our 4th year of mixingmadeeasy.net. And we're going to get a little bit more advanced. The sessions are going to become a little bit bigger. The content's going to be a little bit more involved than it has been in the past, although it's going to still stick into that beginner intermediate. But we're going to expand it a little bit further. So again, if you want to learn the craft of mixing and you want a full-on mixing course pretty much every month for a super low price, go ahead and check out mixingmadeeasy.net. But I'm going to give those members even more value for their money to try to help them be better at the craft of mixing. I'm also working with companies now, more so at the end of 2021, but more so in 2022. I'm much more involved in PreSonus and PreSonus Sphere. And if you use Studio One and you're a PreSonus user, and if you're a PreSonus Sphere member, I'm doing more stuff with PreSonus to try to expand my brand and get my name out to more people, and people who don't know who I am, don't know Uncle Dave. Everyone's got to know Uncle Dave, so I'm spending a lot more time providing content for all the members over in the PreSonus ecosystem and the Studio One ecosystem. I'm also working with companies like Audioscape over at Mixing Music Analog and doing gear reviews and working and partnering and networking with other brands that kind of fit what I do so I could bring more content to you. So it benefits me and from a business sense, but it really benefits you guys, because when I have these relationships with these companies, I'm able to bring their products and services to you at usually low or no cost, right? So networking with different companies and continuing to grow and expand so I could bring more content and training and more help to you, right? So that's what I'm doing in 2022. That's about 6 or 7 different things. So I'm holding myself accountable right here on camera. I'm telling you, what am I going to do? And when we get to the end of 2022, when we do another wrap up, you guys are going to be able to see, did I accomplish what I said I was going to accomplish, or did I fall flat on my face? I don't know, but we're going to try. And that's the point. So in closing, for this episode of the podcast, let's kick off 2022 right? Again, life is short. Get going. Stop talking about it and do it. You can't be one of those people who talk the talk and don't walk the walk, right? If you want to accomplish anything in your studio or anything with your music or anything in your business or whatever you want to do, it is about consistency and about stop making excuses and get going. And you don't have to accomplish a mountain full of stuff all at once. Don't get overwhelmed. But if you just, as they say, push the football down the field 1 yard every single day or a half a yard every single day, just make forward momentum, no matter how small it is. Over the course of our 2022, 365 days later, you're going to make an enormous amount of progress. So you want to get going. So again, write down some of your goals. Pick 2 or 3 things at most. Make them so you know you can accomplish them. Don't overwhelm yourself with a laundry list of stuff that you know you're not going to get 99% of it done. Try to pick 1 or 2 things. If you're not sure what those 1 or 2 things ought to be in your studio, send me an email, reach out to me, tell me what you're looking to do, and let me see if I could give you some guidance. Okay, if you want one-on-one conversation with me and training from me, interaction with me, you can do that through my website. I have Zoom and Skype consulting services. I do these every single week for students who just need a roadmap, need some help they know what they want to do, but they're not sure where to start. I can help you. That's what I'm here for. Again, contact me through the website. Book a session with me. Book an hour session. Let's talk about what you want to do. And let me see how I can help you and save you an enormous amount of time and frustration so you can get to where you want to go. That's what you need to do in 2022. Again, tell people about what you're going to do. Get held accountable. Tell me, tell your spouses, tell your circle of friends. Say, look, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Hold me accountable. Okay? And in all of that, expand your knowledge, expand your training, right? Whether it's through me, good old Uncle Dave here at Home Recording Made Easy, or whether it's through somebody else. And here's the last thing I'll say about training, and then we're going to end this episode and you're going to get going and start writing down those goals. There are a lot of people in the world, including Uncle Dave here. You could spend your whole life on YouTube looking for information. This is what I tell all my students. Find one instructor that you resonate with, that resonates with you. If it's not Uncle Dave because you don't like my style of teaching, no problem. There's a million people out there. Find one instructor, one mentor, one person that you feel can help you or that you relate to or that resonates with you, and consume what they have, whether it's free, paid, or otherwise. Spending your whole life on YouTube watching 10 billion YouTube videos about what you should do and how you should do and when you should do, and you never do any of them because you spend your whole life fumbling through YouTube, isn't going to help you. And I tell students this all the time. You can go around and you can find a ton of information, but you can be so bogged down by the information that you never get anything done. So that's why I have a whole curriculum of training from everyone who's just starting off to a pro-level engineer and everybody in between, because I got something for everybody. But I might not resonate with you as an instructor. And if I don't, that's totally cool. No harm, no foul. I wish you well. Get out there and find out who does, and then support what they do. Reach into your pocket a little bit. Get some of their training, because if they're helping you, it's worth every single penny. You could do it all for free on YouTube, yes, but you'll spend your whole life and it'll take you 10 times longer to get where you want to go. So that's what I would say. So we are at the end of this first episode. Thank you so much for letting me bend your ear. We're going to get into very specific topics and things as we move forward to help you. Again, make sure you go to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. If you've never been there before, there's a free $100 course right on the website that I can give you for free. Just click on the button and get it. $100 course. It's my gift to you just for visiting homerecordingmadeeasy.com. And because you listen to this entire podcast, I also want to give you something else for free. If you take that free course and you dig my style of teaching and you're like, yes, Dave, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to get one of these training courses. I want to give you a 30% discount. If you use the coupon code podcast30, it'll take 30% off any one of the training courses on the website. Check that out today as well. Once again, like, share, subscribe. If you are on Apple, iTunes, or Spotify, give me the old 5-star review. Send me your comments and your questions so I can implement them into future podcast episodes. Send me your topic ideas. And most importantly, have a happy, safe, and a healthy 2022. And if you have not started, start in 2022. If you've accomplished a ton in 2021 and you did what I told you to do at the end of last year, 2020, let me know in the comments below what you accomplished. Tell us about your successes, okay? I really want to hear from you guys. It's important to me that we have this ongoing relationship, even though I don't know you all one-on-one, but I read every single comment on YouTube and I respond to every single one, which is getting difficult to do these days, but I try, okay? Absolutely reach out to me. Let me know how I can help you. Have a wonderful, wonderful 2022. I hope I get a chance to work with a lot of you one-on-one. And until the next podcast episode, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Thank you so very much for watching and listening. And I will see you, or you'll hear me or see me or listen to me in episode 2 coming up in another week or two. I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.